Blunt Ratings. If this is your first time tuning in, this is how the Blunt Ratings work. We take each show and break them down into 5 categories: matches, promos and backstage segments, storytelling, commentary, and the crowd. For each category, each show can get up to 5 blunts. The average score of those 5 categories stands as the official Blunt Rating. Those are the rules. Now let's get right into tonight's edition of the Blunt Ratings.
We want the smoke.
Talk to him.
We want the smoke.
Uh-huh.
We want the smoke.
Come on, Charlie. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy, Mr. HD, back with another episode of the Smackdown Blunt Ratings, followed by the Rampage Blunt Ratings, doing both shows live. Double the blunts, double the fun. What up, Wild Nation? As y'all fall in, make sure you hit the like button, do all that good YouTube stuff that we like you to do to help the channel grow, man. This WoW 3.0, if you will. Let me close my window so the sound ain't all messed up. But yeah, man, we had a episode of Smackdown. I don't know what y'all thought about it. I thought it was okay, I guess. Could have been a lot better. As always, we'll start with the promos and backstage segments. Charlotte Flair started the show off. She came out and, basically said she was going to win the Rumble again, and then she was cut off. She started an interruption chain. First, Shayna Baszler came out and said she had no problem breaking Charlotte Flair's bones. Then Aaliyah came out in some pants that I approve. Then Natalya came out and got taunted by Aaliyah because Aaliyah was wearing, what did it say, Aaliyah 317 because she beat her in 3.17 seconds. I thought that was dope. She's like a goofball. She's she would have been a good partner for like Santino Marella. She's that type of character. She's a better version of Dana Brooke. It's kind of what her promos seem natural. It doesn't sound like she's talking off a cue card. She's just goofy naturally, and it works. But Natalya came out, talked her shit. Then Shotzi came out, sounding like she smokes a whole pack of cigarettes every day. And then a returning boss, Sasha Banks, coming back from injury. We know she got injured at a house show a few weeks ago, but she is back, and she told Charlotte that her feet stink. If you can tell from the thumbnail that I just posted. Oh my God, that was my favorite part of the whole night because she did it not only once, but she did it twice. Charlotte went to brawl broke out between all 6 ladies or whatever. They all fighting. Charlotte and Sasha are like outside the ring, like staying away from it. And then Charlotte's like facing the ramp, and Sasha kind of sneaks up behind her. Charlotte turns around and tries to kick her, and Sasha grabs her foot, and Charlotte took off her heels. So she was barefoot. Sasha grabbed her foot, was like, ew. It was the most natural reaction ever. It was not. That was not in the script. I'm sorry. Charlotte couldn't have been okay with that. There's no way Charlotte was okay with that. Yeah, I mean, Charlotte too fly to be okay, to be like, yeah, act like my feet stink. I don't think the queen is going for that. So that was a natural motherfucking reaction. Sasha was like, ew, your feet stink. And then once she threw her over the top rope, because Royal Rumble tonight, watch party, 7 o'clock, be here, be square. So be here or be square. Don't be here and be square. Be here or be square. I should say that correctly. So even when she threw her over the top rope, she was like, yo, your feet stink like shit. I couldn't. That was my favorite part of the whole night. I'm sorry if that was. Yeah, I don't know. That was literally the best part of the show to me. Was that little interaction there. We also had Sheamus and Ridge Holland cutting a pre-match promo before their rematch with Ricochet and Cesaro. Sheamus gave Ridge his mask that he used to wear. Makes sense. Naomi cut a post match promo that was completely unnecessary. We'll talk about her match in a minute. Sonya also declared for the Royal Rumble during the night. The Usos talked to Kayla. They got interrupted by the Viking Raiders, who threatened them with murder by axe. I don't know if that's legal, but wrestling, so who knows? Sami Zayn is now doing a live podcast. That's what the In Zayn show is now. It's actually a good idea, but the first show sucked. Like, what? Jinder Mahal and Shanky are your first guests, and then you were railing on Jackass, but they like Jackass, but you're not fighting, but they're the Hills in the match they're about to have. Again, this segment made no fucking sense. I hated it. I thought it was stupid. I was like, what are they doing with Sami Zayn? Like, now they're making him dumb. Like, he's one of the best parts of the show, and yeah, he could even make wax, shit still be okay, but this wasn't it. With a Kofi and Biggie had a gorilla pre-match promo. New Day. They haven't tagged together in 18 months, according to commentary. So it's good to see them back together. Roman is Seth Skinny Grimace Rollins is what I like to call him, because he came out dressed in all purple, looking like a skinny, slick hair Grimace. Seth basically said that he made Roman Reigns and called his entire family a joke, like his daddy, his mom. He called everybody a joke. I'm like, damn, bro, man had health issues, bro. Like, let that man. Is that okay? Can we call Roman names like that? Like, damn, man, relax. But Seth, I don't know if Seth is. It was like a heel promo, but but Roman is the heel. I'm confused. It's just brothers fighting, I guess, and still looking forward to the match. I think the build could have been better, because especially with this promo segment, like Roman was like, "Yo, I hate you for what you did to the Shield." It was like, bro, it's been like years. The other guys in a whole nother, like, I mean, all right, if that's the story, that's the story. But yeah, I could have been telling that story that Roman hates him, and it's like, I don't know. At first they were telling the story that Roman just doesn't care and Seth is so insignificant, and now it's like, oh, I hate you, and it's like, damn, bro, the match is tomorrow or now tonight, so it's like, okay, I'm with it. I want to see the match. So the story is like second to me at this point. Like, I want to see these guys fight at this status of their careers, because all the matches that they had that Seth always wins, they both haven't been at this level that they are. They're both at their peak right now. Maybe they'll get better, but this is the best they've ever been, both of them. So, looking forward to the match. Yeah, I watched the predictions. Obviously, I picked Roman. I want Seth to win, though. I ain't gonna lie. I want Seth to win. Just because I want Roman to chase the title again, at least for a little bit. But that's not gonna happen before Mania. I'm not stupid. So that was the final promo or backstage segment of the night. Like I said, Sasha telling Charlotte her feet stink was the best part. Seth and Roman, their interaction was okay. Could have been better. But it was what it was. I gave promos and backstage segments 3 blunts. I think that's good. Hold on, let me pull my stream deck over here real quick. Yeah, so I gave him 3 blunts for promos and backstage segments. Kid, get money. What's going on, man? Wild Nation in the building. It said Dave Chappelle says he likes white girls with dirty feet, so I know he likes. He did say that. He definitely said that. Oh man, he like hippie girls. I remember that. Oh man, Seth's suit was fire. It was fire. I just hate when people rock the same color shirt as the suit and tie. Like, that's it's too much to be. Like, you don't wear a purple shirt with a purple suit and a purple tie. But obviously, he's trolling with his outfits every week. But the suit itself was fire. I can't. He looked like Michael Jackson. I gave you that. It was Michael Jackson shit. Seth be rocking some fire shit. Sometimes it don't look right on him, but it could still be some fire shit if rocked right. But yeah, 3 blunts for the promos and backstage segments for SmackDown. Let's move on to matches. The first match of the night was the aforementioned rematch between Sheamus and Ridge Holland, who took on Cesaro and Ricochet. Pretty standard match between these guys. Obviously, Ridge has the mask on because Ricochet broke his nose with his knee last time. Ouch. But yeah, they were trying to, obviously beat the shit out of Ricochet and get some payback, but they ended up getting payback on Cesaro because Ridge headbutted Cesaro in the nose with the mask on to get the advantage and hit Cesaro with the wackest finisher of all time. Please get that man a new finishing move. It's just the power slam. It's just a power slam. Everybody should kick out of that. Cesaro's like one of the strongest people in the company. He should definitely kick out of a power slam. But it was what it was. Gruss, what up? Royal Rumble Day. Yes, it is. Exciting, exciting. I'm hyped for the Rumble, especially after the news that we got this morning about a new signing of an old wrestler. Well, not an old wrestler, but a former wrestler who's now a current wrestler that we were all, and I picked the winner is. Let's go. Anyways, so yeah, the next match we had was a match that I was very happy went down the way it did because I was very nervous. We had Naomi going up against Sonya Deville. Finally, Naomi is getting her one-on-one match against the tyrannical boss. I don't even know what her position is technically. Sonya Deville, who's been trolling her, but you know she finally got her match. And Sonya tried to intimidate the ref before the match, but the ref fell asleep while she was talking, and then woke up and said, "I'm calling the match down the middle." What happened? So I thought she was talking like, "I'm your boss." He was like, I was like, "What's wrong with that guy? Is he on drugs?" He looked like he was on drugs. He was nodding in the middle of her talking. I was like, "What the fuck is going?" Oh man, that shit was funny. But yeah, so he said he was gonna call it down the middle, and he did during the match. It was a decent match. Sonya's a little rusty, you know what I mean? Naomi needs to stop being John Cena and calling every like letting us visibly see her call every single spot. Like, come on, Naomi. You can see her calling the entire every move she was about to do. She just the camera right on her mouth while she talking. I'm like, come on, man. But anyways, outside of that, the match was decent. You know, what I mean, it wasn't the greatest match, but Naomi did hit the rear view, followed by the springboard split leg moonsault move that she does. That's always perfectly executed on some John Morrison shit. You know, Naomi's such a phenomenal athlete, especially for being. She's got to be like 30 plus, right? Yeah, she's been around since for a decade plus, so she's in her 30s and still flipping around like that. Like she's an amazing athlete, and that's all I'm gonna say. So yeah, she got the 1, 2, 3. The crowd wasn't super hype. I feel like this match should have happened tonight at the Rumble because the build has been so long and so big to have the blow off feud on an episode of SmackDown, and it's going to get drowned out by the Rumble. It's the biggest pay per view, second to some people, but it's top two biggest pay per view of the year. Her win is kind of going to get drowned out, even though they're both in the Rumble. Maybe they both declared for the Rumble after the match, so maybe they'll have another WrestleMania moment where one will throw the other out, and they'll be able to continue their feud. I hope that's what happens because this feud needs to keep going. Sonya needs to be back in the ring full time. She needs to get off this GM shit. She has potential to be one of the best people they have in the company as far as in the women's division. I still want to see Sonya Deville versus Ronda Rousey, or I want to see Sonya Deville and Ronda Rousey team up and take everybody out. Like, I need to see this. Like, Sonya Deville's too talented. She was too on the rise. And it's been a couple years now, it feels like, since that whole incident with crazy person breaking into her house and, um, you know, whatever. Um, and she's not injured. I just don't it doesn't matter. It's not my business. Why she doesn't want to wrestle or is not wrestling. Maybe she's just enjoying her role as an authority figure. But I think she should be in the ring full time because she's super talented and she does great character work. She's believable as a bad guy, and she's a badass. She's like a real like karate person. Like she could fuck somebody up for real. So, she did MMA and shit. So, I fuck with Sonya Deville. Hopefully, she ends up back in the ring full time very, very soon. But I want to see Naomi win consistently, some more matches, not just the SmackDown match. She needs to beat Sonya at a pay per view, probably WrestleMania. They just need to continue this feud to WrestleMania. Obviously, Sonya was still pissed off, so just keep it moving. Let Naomi get a big WrestleMania match, big WrestleMania win, or let Sonya win. I don't care. Just let them both have a big match at WrestleMania. Yeah, so that was cool as far as the matches. We had Shinsuke and Bugs beat Jinder and Shanky. I could give a fuck about any of these guys. Honestly, I do not care about Shinsuke Nakamura. He is so irrelevant. Have you heard him talk in like months? Does he even talk? I don't even know. Like Bugs barely even talks. Like neither one of them. I think Pat McAfee talks more for them than they do any talking. He's like their pseudo manager when they. Pat McAfee got those motherfuckers over. If it wasn't for Pat McAfee, they would this team wouldn't have been even as over as it is, honestly. And I'm at this point tired of the Pat McAfee shit. Like I don't need to see him standing up on the table and riffing the guitar. Like, bro, it's been months. You've been the same thing every week. All right, we get it. You like him. Like, you know what I mean? So it is what it is. They got to keep these guys. Shinsuke should not have that title. Apollo Cruz, Sami Zayn, somebody else should have that title. It's just Shinsuke's been wasting away with the Intercontinental title, man, and it's kind of frustrating. But anyways, the New Day beat Baron Corbin and Madcap Moss in another match that I just did not care about, even though I love the New Day. One of my favorite tag teams of all time. I'm pretty sure that goes for a lot of people. But I just don't care about Corbin and Cat Moss. Remember when Corbin was funny and he was broke and dusty and entertaining? And what is he now? He's just a guy. He's literally just a guy now. Like he was I, it looked like he had something. They just switched it so quick. Like his whole character could have been the broke, dusty guy for a long time. The broke, dusty guy who just delusional and still try. Like he could have been doing that for 6 months to a year instead of 3, 4 weeks. You know what I mean? It's like they be so in a rush and then they have no destination. If you have no destination, what the fuck you in a rush for? Like if people are enjoying it, just keep it going until people stop enjoying it and then transition into the next move. But don't rush things along so fast, man. Yeah, broke ass Corbin was funny as hell, man. Like he was broke asking people for $100,000. Like, bro, you can't do that. Like, you trying to finesse Kevin Owens. Like, all that shit was funny. The second he got money, he became whack again. It was like, all right, we seen this gimmick before. The rich guy what is this? Like, what is? I don't care anymore. So, but yeah, that was the final match. The matches were okay. The only match I really even honestly cared about was the Naomi and Sonya Deville match. I probably gave matches too high of a score, honestly, now that I'm looking at it, but I'm not gonna change it because I already put it on the board. So I gave matches three blunts on SmackDown. A little bit better than average, but it was probably more so below average, if you really ask me. But we'll go with three blunts. Storytelling. It's the Royal Rumble, man. Obviously, everything is being centered around the Royal Rumble and the matches going on at the Rumble. So can't be too mad at the stuff going on there, like with the open promo and all the ladies coming out and different things like that. So the Royal Rumble build stories there, cool. Ridge Holland getting his revenge on Ricochet and Cesaro was whatever. Don't whatever. Sheamus is really trying to put him over. I feel like these guys are going to be fighting each other because Sheamus is like, he's just like me. He's just like me. I feel like these guys, maybe Ridge is going to be like, yeah, I'm better than you. I'm younger than you. I'm quicker than maybe they'll do that. I feel like that's what they should do unless they're just going to make those guys a tag team. You know what I mean? Like an official tag team, which would be cool too. I'd be cool with those guys being a tag team. But yeah. And also, I was today years old when I realized this. Naomi probably should have sued the shit out of Sonya a long time ago. Like, if that's not workplace, like, I don't even know what the word is right now. It's inappropriate uh, workplace behavior from a supervisor, and she has at least 1.7 million witnesses. Uh, and she has Pat McAfee, who will probably be our number one witness because he clearly hates Sonya Deville as well. So if I was Naomi, I would have just took Sonya to court and sued her for all her money and took her job. So but obviously, for the sake of wrestling, we can't do that. She's an idiot. So it was what it was, but she did finally win. So I was very happy about that. And the Roman and Seth story is pretty good, even though last night's promos were the story as far as the promos kind of but I'm looking forward to the match so much. I feel like these guys could almost said or did anything and it wouldn't have mattered. But as far as storytelling, I feel like I'm being a little liberal with these scores for SmackDown because I'm excited about the Rumble, but I gave storytelling 3.25 blunts. Um, yeah, I think it was a okay night of storytelling. Uh, and commentary, they were okay. Average night at the commentary table. I did like what Pat McAfee pointed out that Sammy was like, "Yo, we're gonna edit out the booze. We're gonna edit out. We're gonna edit this part." He's like, "Bitch, it's live. You can't edit a live podcast. Like they already heard it. Like, what are you doing? it's already out into the internet lexicon. Everybody sees it already. It's out there. Don't matter if you edit it and put it out again." I thought that was funny. He said that shit a couple times, but I gave commentary 3.5 blunts. Steady night for the guys uh, and the crowd. Kansas City, Missouri. Uh, it is Royal Rumble season. Um, Raider Nation, bitch. 2.5 blunts. You got me fucked up. Fuck Kansas City and the boat they rode in on. Raider Nation for life. I hope the Chiefs lose by 30. You heard me. I'm petty as fuck. I don't care. I hate Kansas City. I do love the barbecue. I mean, it is amazing. KC Masterpiece barbecue sauce. And if you go to Kansas, I'm from St. Louis, where the Rumble. I should be at the Royal Rumble. I should have just went to visit my mom, but I and went to the Royal Rumble. That's what I should be doing this weekend. You know what I mean, but you know, and you know, maybe being in Kansas City to get some of that good Gates. If you from Kansas City or been to Kansas City, I highly recommend some Gates barbecue. If you get it's the most mouthwatering, delicious uh, barbecue that you. It's like it fell down from heaven, and God was like, "No, this is how barbecue is made." And he dropped it in Kansas City, and that's the only place that produces that type of. So if you ever go to K, I promise you, oh my God, Gates Barbecue is the greatest shit. Whew. Yeah, you'll gain about 40 pounds in a week, but that shit is amazing. But yeah, fuck Kansas City. Fuck Kansas City. 2.5 blunts. I hate the crowd. I hate everybody in Kansas City. My best friend growing up was a massive Chiefs fan. Oh man, I'm trolling right now. I don't hate the people of Kansas City, but yeah, fuck the Chiefs. Raider Nation for life. That is a final average score of 3.05 blunts for SmackDown last night. Just shy of a silver blunt. They got a bronze blunt. Show, not the greatest show, but it was decent. You know what I mean? And I'm more excited about tonight. I think they were saving a lot of stuff for tonight. I'm glad they didn't release a lot of the surprise entrances that, they announced a bunch of people early on, but they didn't give up a bunch of other names after that. So we don't technically know who's going to be there. We saw Caitlyn taking pictures by the arch, and obviously they just re-signed Ronda Rousey to a new 1-year deal, which I'm super excited about. She's reportedly going to be on SmackDown on a weekly basis, which is awesome. So these are all good things, man. I'm super excited about all of this. I just wish, the go home show was a little bit better. But that is the blunt ratings for SmackDown. Gruss, Kid Get Money, what's going on, my guys? Appreciate y'all stopping through. Gruss said WWE booked it right. I would have had a story where broke ass Corbin became a babyface and won the Rumble. Yeah, like if they were smart, they were like Corbin's a likable dude. If they could have, had him down. He could have been like a heel baby face. Like he could have been so funny that people just like seeing him get beat up. So, shit, people like seeing Ric Flair get beat up for so many years. He was always in the main event, always winning titles and losing them right after. Because, people like seeing him lose. Corbin could be a main event heel. They keep fucking him up, honestly. I don't know why that light is cutting on and off. That's weird. One of my spotlights is cutting on and off by itself. It's like it's a ghost in here or something. It's weird. But yeah, so decent episode of SmackDown, man. Kid Get Money said I'm a Jags fan. We eliminated the Colts before. Yeah, I'm a Jags fan now. You know what I mean? Y'all help us get to the playoffs. You know what I mean? Raider Nation, baby. You know what I mean? So I have nothing against the Jaguars until we play y'all. You know what I mean? So I'm petty too. Let the 49ers burn Cowboys Nation. I feel you, bro. Like I can't legitimately root for the Niners either. That's the other Bay Area team, even though we're not, you know, we're not the Bay Area anymore. We're in Vegas. I don't know if that rivalry even still matters. But you know, forever it was like, nah, we the Cali team. Now the Rams are there, fucking San Francisco there, and we not there. So it is what it is. We got our own little land now out in the desert of Vegas, and I love it. Stadium is amazing. I can't wait to the Super Bowl in a couple years. It's gonna be my first Super Bowl ever, because I'm definitely going. Yeah, so don't you wish the Cons would focus more on the Jags instead of wrestling? I think Daddy Con is focusing on the Jags. They change head coaches too much, and they hire bad ones. They hire a new head coach every year. You can't win like that. That's terrible. That's terrible ownership. You can't do that. Like, he's not going to replace his son if the ratings are bad one year. So I don't understand why you know, they've had decent coaches in the past, but then they go hire people instead of going to hire somebody like Romeo Cordell or somebody with some experience who won some games and got fired when they shouldn't have after they made the Browns even relevant at one. Yeah, I mean, there's people out there like that they could have hired, but they go get the college dickhead coach who's never proven anything, barely won in college in the last few years he was there. Like, so it's like they make bad decisions. They go after popular names and shit, and you know, it is what it is. Maybe they'll get some stability in Jacksonville at some point. Oh yeah, Marquez King, bro. He was my guy, man. He was my guy. He's just a knucklehead. He ruined his own career. Just being a knucklehead, man. Ran himself out the league, being arrogant and getting in trouble. And he's just a dipshit, man. He was an awesome punter, too. He could boot the fucking ball 70 yards with no problem in the air. You know what I mean? Like, put that shit right on the go, on, you know what I mean? Inside the 5. Like, he was a beast. But, you know, we got a great punter and an even better kicker now, so I ain't tripping off Marquez King. It's crazy motherfuckers be getting those opportunities and just be squandering them. Like, you're not going to give me a chance to make millions of dollars every year. Nigga, I'm giving up anything that's going to take away from that. So, I don't care what the fuck it is. Like, you tell I can't do what? All right, cool. You go give me millions? All right, cool. I don't need those things. I need those millions, though. So I'm going to... Shit, I can do all this shit after I retire. I can do anything I want to after I retire. I'm going to sleep on these millions while I'm doing it. Shit. But, yeah, it was what it was. But that's it. I'm gonna take a little 2-minute break, guys, and I'll be right back so we could do the let me clear the board real quick so we could do what show Rampage, the Rampage blunt rating. So I'll be right back, you guys. Yeah, and I'll see you in a second. Don't go nowhere. All right, we coming back. Let's get it. What's going on, Camilla? What up, Camilla? What up, Camilla? What up, Camilla? Hey, we back one more time. The show's not over. We still got to talk about Rampage, ladies and gentlemen. We got to talk about Rampage, so let's talk about Rampage, man. Do these Rampage blunt ratings. Obviously, it's a 1 hour appetizer of a show. I guess it's more of like a dessert since it's after Smackdown, so it's like a dessert where you know you're gonna get some fire ass wrestling, always on Rampage, and sometimes the shows are not as good as they could be, and I think last night's episode was one of those shows, but it was Beach Break Part 2, the Rampage edition, and it was still cold as shit, and they didn't even talk about Beach Break. I don't even know if I heard them mention Beach Break at all during the entire show, so that was interesting right there. But let's start with promos as we always do with the blunt ratings, guys. Max Caster had bars for Renee. He was like, "Yo, Renee, why you ain't call me back yet, boo?" Yeah, I mean, I thought that was hella disrespectful. Stop talking about people's wives. But Andrade, Max and Renee are friends, I know. Andrade asked Darby where his boss is during the promo. I thought that promo was pretty funny. Andrade's just like, "Where's your boss?" Darby's like sitting in a room in a chair in a corner by himself, looking super depressed. Yeah, I'm not sure if he's a role model. He's a role model for people who love Prozac and stuff like that. 'Cause that kid is depressing as hell. But well, Andrade, I guess, is looking for a fight. At some point, he handed him a contract of some sort, and Darby was just like, yeah, not signing that, and pulled out a baseball bat at one point, and Andrade was like, "Hey man, chill. I'll wait to talk to your boss." So Andrade's trolling Darby, and we'll see where that goes. Thunder Rosa and Mercedes Martinez had a dope video package. Always love when they show Thunder Rosa in the Wolverine shit she wore a couple weeks ago. That outfit is fire. She took the Johnny Gargano shit to the next level. She brought the claws out. But yeah, obviously Mercedes Martinez she's a perfect signing for that company. She better lose. When they fight, Thunder Rosa better win. Can't be bringing people in, especially people seasoned veterans, and to beat your young superstars. I mean, Thunder Rosa's too good, too amazing. She too much potential to be losing to Mercedes Martinez, even though Mercedes Martinez is a fucking badass and a beast. So, but Thunder Rosa, this should be a match to get Thunder Rosa over even more, to the point to where she ends up dethroning Jade Cargill for that TBS title at some point. So yeah, I think Jade Cargill is probably going to be fighting for the women's title against Britt Baker, or whoever takes it from Britt Baker at some point. But yeah, Private Party and Jurassic Express did a whole pre-match promo with Mark Henry. Christian called the guys dipshits. And the funniest part is because for some reason, Private Party loves to say that they're ass pounders. I don't know where this came from or why this began. They didn't need to start it, but they definitely need to stop it. They call themselves ass pound, the ass pounding, and I'm like, wait a minute, bro. Like, you don't hear what you're saying? But it's hilarious because Jungle Boy ain't letting that shit slide. He's like, "Look, y'all not gonna keep talking about pounding my ass, bro. I'm sick of this shit. Stop talking about pounding my ass. You're not gonna pound my ass. I'm not having it." I thought this shit was funny, and please, none of you cornballs send fucking Jungle Boy any hate mail. You're being homophobe, man. I swear to God, man. If y'all, man, I swear to God, I swear to God, I swear to God. You weird ass liberal motherfucker. You can't say stuff. It's a fucking joke. Shut up. Shit. I hate those people. But anyways, I thought that all the promos in the backstage segments were all pretty decent. I always love hearing Max Caster rap his funny lines. And Christian and JE had a funny promo at the end. I gave the promos and backstage segments 3 blunts, or yeah, no, actually, that's because that's why that happened. Okay, this is supposed to be. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be 3 blunts. Sorry, guys. I messed that up. but it's a quick edit. See, it's supposed to be 3 blunts. There we go. And then we're gonna move on to matches. The matches ended up being okay. Moxley beat the shit out of Anthony Bowens in their match. It was funny because when they came out, Moxley just beat the shit out of both of them. He kicked Max Caster out the ring, and then beat the shit out of Anthony Bowens. Anthony Bowens got a little bit of offense in because Max was causing a distraction, but it wasn't enough to keep him from getting his ass beat by Moxley. Obviously, Mox ain't about to lose no match like that. So Mox got the win. Uh, what we had FTR beating Lee Johnson and Brock the Baby Anderson. He's called he's the baby, not the rapper the baby, but he's the baby of an Anderson. So he's he's the baby Anderson. And they beat him with the spike DDT, the combo spike DDT that they do. Arn beat up Tully during the match too. Two old guys going at it. Don't need to see geriatric on geriatric crime, but it was what it was. Jade Cargill destroyed Julia Hart as we expected. That was her first TBS title defense. Jade Cargill, she just looks amazing. She's 26-0. I didn't even realize that, but that now they're like playing it up. They're putting it on the board like she's the Undertaker in WrestleMania and shit. You know what I mean? So, she's 26-0. That's a good story to have behind her. Somebody whoever beats her is an automatic star, right? Thunder Rosa. So let's not screw this up, AEW. Okay. All right. Cool. So JE ended up beating Private Party in a pretty damn good main event match. JE has some phenomenal combo tag team moves. At one point, Luchasaurus had Jungle Boy on his shoulders, and I think it was Marquez went for a crossbody. And when he went for the crossbody, Jungle Boy reversed it and did like a power slam. Shit was crazy. Like, so and obviously Jungle Express, Jurassic Express, Jungle Express, Jurassic Express is the same fucking thing. So their finisher is fucking awesome. It's that flip over, throws them up to the power by. That's one of the most beautiful tag team finishers in the game right now. And it only works because you got one guy that's 7 foot tall, and another guy that's 6 foot tall, and it's just the height differences make it easier because he's tossing them downward. It's just easier to execute when you got a tag team like that. So, pretty good match to end it. I gave the matches 3 blunts as well. You know what I mean? Because I thought it was a decent show last night. Actually, no. Let me change that. I'm sorry. Hold on. What did I? Oh no. What did I give the matches? Let me fix this. Because I decided that I changed this last minute. I decided that that main event was a little better than I initially said it was. There's no such thing as 3.25. So let me fix that. Yeah, so matches were pretty decent. Storytelling, like I said, Jade dominating at 26-0. Not really sure about the tag team title storylines going on right now. There's a deep ass tag team division and everybody's having matches and cutting decent promos, but I'm not sure about the stories. I think the story is everybody just wants to have the titles. So everybody's fighting. The ass clowns came out, after the match and, beat up Jurassic Express. Not the ass clowns, they're the ass boys. That's not their name either. They're the Gun Club, Billy Gunn and his 2 sons. Yeah, they came out and attacked Jurassic Express. So, it's just like, two tag teams feud, one loses, then the next tag team up attacks that team, and then they have their little month-long thing. One team wins, then it's the next team. It's like there's no real stories behind any. It's just the next number one contender lines up, and that sometimes is what's wrong with the whole record books and ranking system thing, is that you have to do certain feuds based on the ranking system, and sometimes no one cares. You know what I mean? So it's just like, but it is what it is. I think the Gun Club will do fine. I think the guys, Billy Gunn's sons look decent as far as, a tag team. Obviously, they'll have chemistry. They're fucking family. So, uh, we'll see how it goes. But I gave storytelling. It's only an hour-long show. There's not a whole lot going on. So I gave him 2.75 blunts for storytelling. Commentary, I'm going to just go ahead and say I hate fucking Chris Jericho's voice. I hate it. I don't want to hear Chris Jericho call him. I don't want to call any action of any wrestling show ever again. So, you know what I mean? I'm good. And the crowd, At they were back in Cleveland, Ohio for another beach break. Cold as shit, but Cleveland was lit. They did their thing as a crowd. I gave them 4 blunts for a final average of 3.2 blunts and a silver show, man. Pretty good Rampage. Obviously, it's hard to do a bad wrestling show if it's only an hour and you have the roster that AEW has. So they're always going to put on a decent show. Camilla said Jade is awesome in the ring. Jade is okay in the ring. She's getting better. You know what I mean? She's getting way better. She's still a little bit green, but she's not as green as some people be trying to make her out to be online. Like she's just a terrible wrestler. Nah, she's just different. Like she's completely different than anybody that you've seen. You know what I mean? Like Beth Phoenix wasn't everybody's favorite wrestler when she first came around, but that quickly changed once she got a bunch of matches under her belt and people realized that her strength could lend towards a different type of match. It was the same with, well, China was an instant superstar when she came around because she was like the first of her kind, pretty much. But, since then we've had, like I said, Beth Phoenix and other people come in but there's never been anybody technically like Jade Cargill. She's a mutant. She looks better than a superhero. Like I don't even you don't make bodies. She looks like she was made in a lab. Like she has muscles on top of muscles. I didn't even know that you could have muscles in some of the places she has muscles. It's so weird. But she looks, amazing. So it's like, they have to have her in the spot that she's in. I think that they're going to continue telling the story of her winning matches and never losing because who realistically is going to beat her? You know what I mean? And when you do beat her, it's going to have to be in some kind of no DQ match where you could beat her with weapons or it's going to be like a sneaky roll up. No one's going to beat her straight up unless it's Nyla Rose and they're both heels. So I don't see that happening. Plus Nyla's busy with Ruby Soho. So we'll see what happens. I mean, they the ass boys, right? I mean, that's what they Gus say baby Anderson looks average like his dad. I mean, my whole thing with the Anderson kid is, bro, it's not 1980. That whole look and style and like this, he don't even talk like really. Like I feel like Dax was right. Like he's the son that his that aren't always. Oh man, it's like damn man, it's like you know, China and Nicole Bass was close to looking like Jay. Nicole Bass was a beast. She definitely was swole as shit. China, yeah, China, but they weren't as tall. Like those ladies were like 5'6" or 5'7" or something. Like Jade's 6 foot tall. She's tall. She's taller than half of the guys. She might be like 6'1", 6'2" or some shit. But yeah, she's tall. She played basketball, so she's a different breed. She's just her stature is really what I'm talking about, and her figure because that China was never a sex. China had to go get fake titties to be as sexy as Jade is now, and Nicole Bass was. I mean, if you find her attractive, then she's the big girl. You know what I mean? She's a big chick. You know what I mean? Bass was a giant. Yes, she was a big girl. You know what I mean? But none of them were as ripped as Jade. Like I said, muscles on top of muscles, man. Her body is perfect. You know what I mean? If you like that type of body. But as far as when it comes to physical fitness, Jade Cargill's body is literal perfection. You know what I mean? Yeah, and yes, I wasn't gonna say it, Gruss, but yes. 1000%. That's why I was like, if you like, Jake, or you like Bass, that's cool. But she's not Jay Cargill. You know what I mean? It's like, Jay Cargill's, I don't know how she makes all those muscles look that sexy, but she does. You know what I mean? So shout out to her. I'm pretty sure she'll, keep doing her thing and keep getting better in the ring. Like I hate when people give her such a hard time. She's had some sloppy matches in the past. I think maybe was it Britt Baker? I can't really remember what match it was. It was a high profile match that she was in that wasn't the cleanest match. I don't think it was Britt. It was somebody else. But whatever, man. She's green. She came from a whole different sport. She's had 26 matches, in her entire wrestling career. She didn't come from another company. Her first match was with Shaq, a celebrity, and I don't think anybody expected, her to be at this point so fast. So, I feel like you kind of got to give it up to Jade Cargill for learning on the job and being as good as she is, because you can't not put a belt on her. Her presence is too much. You can't have her having matches and not have her winning, because it's not believable for her to lose. Um, yeah, Beth Phoenix is definitely. I mean, Beth Phoenix is the only one in that conversation, in my opinion, as far as like the physicality and the attractiveness. You know what I mean? It's like the that body type, and just still being, pretty, and whatever, the typical ideal societal idea of pretty is. You know what I mean? So I think they're just different breeds. You know what I mean? I love seeing a black woman that's chiseled like that in that position too. That, maybe because I'm attracted to black women, maybe that's why I have an affinity for Jade Cargill. Uh, you know, maybe that's what it is. You're allowed to be attracted what you want to be attracted to. So, it is what it is. So yeah, silver show for Rampage, decent show, man. I thought it was okay. Um, Beach break should probably happen during the summer, guys. Let's start doing beach break in like June or July. How about that? Maybe even August. You know what I mean? The fall is cool, just not just not the dead of winter. It's literally January. Why are we doing beach breaks in January? Like, it's not, unless you're gonna go and do the shit in Cancun or something, or you're gonna take it to, you can't do beach break in Cleveland, Ohio, man. It's stupid. Anyways, but that's it for today's stream, guys. I appreciate y'all as always, man. These shows are always fun. I'm glad to be back live on a regular basis. I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here because I gotta go run a bunch of errands. And then I gotta come right back because the Royal Rumble is tonight. So make sure that you're here live with your boy. I will be here. Who'll be in the Hall of Fame class? Man, what Hall of Fame? The WWE Hall of Fame? Is that a real thing? I don't, honestly. I could care less, Russ, about the. At this point, the Hall of Fame is who they want to pick. And like, who should be in the Hall of Fame this class? Chris Jericho. Even though I just said that I hate his voice on commentary. But you know why he won't be? Because he works for another company and he helped build another company. So, which takes all credibility away from the Hall of Fame. You know what I mean? So it's not like he cheated. He just went to work for another company. It's just like, once they start doing stuff like that, then it's just like, I don't care anymore. Like, you lose all credibility. You know what I mean? The whole Hall of Fame is just who Vince McMahon likes, and who he thinks he can get ratings off of putting in that year. And I have no idea, honestly, who they could put in or who even wants to be put in. I feel like that company's turning a lot of people off. Um, but I'm sure it's still a lot of honor to a lot of old wrestlers, a lot of former wrestlers. So, you know, Christian's not going in. You know what I mean? It's like a bunch of people they could be putting in are, working for another company. I guess Mark Henry's already in, so he's good. Um, but yeah, it is what it is. Is Big Show in the Hall of Fame? Big Show in the Hall of Fame already? Nah, Big Show ain't a Hall of Famer yet. So yeah, like the Big Show should. I mean, obviously the Big Show should be a Hall of Famer, right? You know what I mean? He's not in WWE anymore. Like he should, right? Like Big Show should be the headliner of a WWE Hall of Fame class, no doubt about it, 1,000%. It's one of the greatest WWE or wrestling superstars of all time, even though WWE did their best to ruin his career. Um, you know, he's the second to Andre the Giant when it comes to the Giants. So, and the first part of his career, which was the best part of his career, obviously in WCW. I think, I mean, he beat Hogan in his first match. Like, the dude's a legend. So obviously, he should be in the Hall of Fame. But first wrestler to pawn his Hall of Fame ring. Who was the first wrestler to pawn his Hall of Fame ring? Or that's a question? I don't know, man. That's a crazy question, bro. That's the first wrestler to pawn his Hall of Fame ring. Hold on. You know what? That's actually a good question. Who would do that? Bret Hart, maybe Bret Hart. I feel like might do that, but nah, Bret Hart ain't gonna do that because his family got money, so they got money. Sable, is Sable in the Hall of Fame? Oh, I was about to say, okay, as far as Sable in the Hall of Fame, you know what kind of stories that's gonna bring up? No, Sable is never going. She should be in the Hall of Fame. She's top 5 most famous. She was the Attitude Era. Her and DX started the Attitude Era. If it wasn't for Sable, the Attitude Era might not ever have started. Little 18-year-old boy, I wasn't tuning in to see DX swing their dicks around or do that weird shit. I was tuning in to see Sable's titties, like every other teenage boy. She started coming out in thongs with her titties out, and like every other young boy, I was tuning in every fucking Monday to watch Monday Night Raw or Raw is War and watch Jerry Lawler go crazy over some puppies. So Sable was the Attitude Era, so there's no doubt about it. She should have been in the Hall of Fame a decade ago. But you know why she's not? She accused Vince McMahon of sexual assault and sued the whole company. And I mean, yeah, I know she ended up coming back and doing a romantic storyline where they made out. It's so gross to even think about. Jesus Christ, Vince McMahon is he's such a creep. He's got to be top 3 creeps in all of history. That man has done some of the Trish Stratus. That's not a safe work environment. It's not a safe work environment for men or women. It's just not a safe work environment. I'm sorry. This is like, I know they're independent kind. He could do all that and then just fire him the next week if he wanted to. If you think about it, he'd be like, yeah, we're going to do this storyline where I'm making out with you and I'm grabbing your ass and all. I'm doing this. Next week, be like, yeah, I ain't like the story, you fired. Like, wait a minute. Obviously, that didn't happen to Trish, but she's a legend herself. But those were the dark times of her career. Like, those were the dark, worst times of her career. And it's happened with numerous women. The fuck was her name? Chick that dated Alex Rodriguez, Stacy Keibler. It's happened with Stacy Keibler, and obviously Sable. We were just talking about just. It's just so gross, bro. How that dude carried things. Dark Side of the Ring, WW Females Attitude Era. They definitely need to do that. Whoa. They definitely need to do that. Jake the Snake will pawn his ring. Now, see, people like that, I think they have support systems. Like DDP wouldn't let Jake the Snake pawn his Hall of Fame ring. You know what I mean? Like, there's just certain people. Like, I was trying to think of people who are like, are spiteful towards WWE, who are like, yeah, fuck this ring. I hate that company. I don't want this shit. So, that'd be more so. I feel like a wrestler, like a lot of these wrestlers, like they have a support system or other wrestlers, stuff like that, that might keep them from actually doing that. But, a lot of wrestlers fall on hard times, and we know some old wrestlers are broke and, doing regular stuff, and you never know. But a Hall of Famer, you would think that the company would. Nah, I don't know. You wouldn't. Sorry, I don't even know why I was about to say that. But yeah, man, I don't know. But let me get up out of here, guys, so I can be back in 6 hours exactly for these motherfucking Royal Rumble entrants. Let's go, Rhonda. I can't wait till she's back, man. I'm sorry. She bet not show up tonight and then show up on Raw tomorrow. I mean, I want her to show up on Raw tomorrow, but I don't want her to not show up at the Rumble tonight. Like, she's got to show up tonight. And I want her to be in it. She's got to be in it. I don't want her to show up afterwards and do the long-ass point at the sign like she did that one year awkwardly, just pointing at the sign awkwardly while looking back and forth. And it's like, all right, bitch, we get it. You going to WrestleMania. It's cool. We got it. Your arm's tired, I bet. That's it, guys. I'll see y'all in a minute, man. Holla at your boy. Deuces.
Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell to know when we go live next. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Wrestling on We, and thanks for watching.